That in mind, we'll see exactly. Will it be the Eve? Will it be Valentina? Maybe this time before it gets banned. We'll see in just a few moments as we head into the drafting phase of game number 2. Remember, this is the last chance for Occupy to be able to win the series, or Blacklist will take it all.
I know Coach Zico was really nervous when he was here on the desk, but when the draft comes up, you can literally see the light in his eyes just expand. The pupils not even dilated, just hyper-focused, ready.
That's right.
He loves this part of the game, and I love it too. Look, the Eve, the Jordan, as well as the Arla instantly banned out, and we see the response coming in from Blacklist International, taking out the Fanny and the Franco.
They also took out the Arlet here on the way back. Blacklist might even ban out the Kaja. Just call it a day from there. But no, Oh My Venus plays a Kaja. I'm guessing they're gonna wanna keep that open for her. I double guessed myself. There it is.
Stick to your guts, you know?
See, here's the thing.
Kaja's gonna be the one banned, but there you go. That's what I wanted to mention. Novaria this time around is going to be left open. A similar kind of role, I would say, to the Xavier. And the difference is, Novaria just has so much utility in her kit. She has the damage, she's able to open up map, open up vision for the team as well. But I feel like Novaria is as weak as the Xavier.
Really?
Yes.
She's the love child of Xavier and Selena.
That
I mean, no, like not lore-wise. I would know,
lore-wise.
right? No, but I would know. But no, it's just technically speaking, right? Her kit. But now look at the clapback from Blacklist. Of course, a specialty for Wise. There's the Fredrin, and then wow, an early diggy.
I think this is one of those situations where Blacklist is making a hard read on Occupy, saying, yo, I know you want to play that Minotaur. We already banned out your Kaja. How deep is your hero pool, Mauro? How far can you go? Lancelot? Okay. I'm curious to see if Mauro actually plays a solid Cho, too.
He plays a Cho, decent Cho. Maybe even a Masha, a Hilda, but that's not going to do much here. I take back my last statement, not Hilda.
Let's see, Minotaur, Mincy, both can be just denied because of the Diggy pick, and I wanted to say that because the 1-1 was left open, the Diggy pick also is able to prevent that 1-1 pick from happening, right? So they go for the Moskov instead here, and Speedy does play Moskov. It is one of his comfort heroes, but the question is it going to be good in this composition?
I like the Moskov. It does great against the Fredrin, and even catches a rogue Diggy just roaming around, just popping that egg. But here's a US special. In addition to the Eve, he's great on the Valentina. But how are you gonna get close though? That's my question as Valentina.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. When I see this Moskov, the big question that comes into my head is, but why, right? There's no real reason other than just the Fredrin, and that can't be reason alone. My guess is that the Spear of Destruction is going to open up the map first, and even when you have Navarra, it's pretty much interchangeable. They're going to try and do that RSG snipe.
Okay.
Roy,
so
remember that?
Is it the Smile Speedy a la Oki Bray? Oki Roy, is that it?
It could be the specialty.
We'll see. Going into the second phase now, there's the Uranus ban. Oh, they know that for this to work, there has to be a super dead XP lane.
Yes.
They know that Alpha has to be prepared to hunker down.
What does Alpha have in his kit, right? Yu Zong is still an option.
I mean, glue is still around.
The glue, the laps.
Do we like glue here?
I like the laps a lot.
It was all right earlier.
Laps.
It wasn't much, but no, the lapse is the lethal amount that you need. Like, it's able to, I don't know, man.
The good thing about Lapu Lapu, especially in this Moskov matchup, is the fact that he has anti-CC, right? It's annoying as Yuzong. Yes, basically you can catch out the Moskov, but there is that small potential of, if I'm Furious Dive, I'm going to get pushed away compared to Lapu Lapu, who just raging slashes all the way through.
So they're thinking twice. They're not only thinking for Alpha, but also what to take away from Edward. But now, who'd have thunk, man? How is the 1-1 open up until this point? What?
Yeah, I was fearing that Blacklist was going to pick it up, right? Because with the Diggy pick up for themselves. But here, Blacklist in the second phase, what do they want to prioritize, right? They have the gold lane still left open.
The gold and the XP.
What's a viable pick here in the gold lane? Since Beatrix and Wawan's off the board, can
Claude.
Brody work Claude?
I think Brody could work, but I think in the general sense of the word, he's going to be there for cleanup, and you got that engaged, but he has to close space, and I think that's the biggest problem, right? Varia is going to be poking out from way too far away outside that range, and there we go. The hard engager. Edward with the signature pick on that Benedetta. I love this Benedetta pick.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes. Championships have been won off of this hero and player combination. Johnny Depp, but now how? How? What else? Esmeralda?
I don't know. No.
Interesting.
But confirm this is going to be an Esmeralda in the XP.
Yes. I mean, if it goes into the mid lane, I don't know what to tell you at that point, but
They have to have a conversation with Fireflux Impunity then.
maybe they are the scrim partners, you know? Who knows? But I think at the end of the day, this is probably one of those matchups where it's like, I guess you want to steal the shields off of Diggy, but is that really going to be enough? Do you realistically see yourself like 20 minutes into this game having a full itemize? Oh! You know what?
That's a debut pick.
That's a debut pick.
Nice one, baby.
I take that back. Now we have a very interesting dynamic in the mid game.
What's the engage though from them? Well, they can't have an engage because they're going against a Diggy anyway.
It's guerrilla tactics. They don't want engage. They don't want to confirm anything. The fact that they can send you home and then keep going and do what they wanted to do anyways is enough. That seems to be the MO for Occupy.
I don't know. I kind of like it here.
Might
It's risky again. I like it because it's risky.
Might just be crazy enough to work.
Might just be crazy enough to work, and considering what they did in the early stages of the game. Now, this is the dynamic that I'm talking about, right? The two interactions that I want to bring up is the fact that at least with the hard guard, you can in the mid game technically super juice either the Moskov, and I would even argue the Esmeralda if she decides to change her itemization and the order of what she buys first.
I'll do you one better. Even the Lancelot, he's notorious for getting away with going deep. How about plus a Hearthguard to make sure? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Man, game 2 is shaping up to be really interesting. We haven't seen too much of Esme. We've seen it once. It's happening again. But the Angela, right? In this meta, we haven't really seen it too much. No engage for the side of Occupy here.
Not even an ult. Not even a sure ult.
I guess like Falling Star Moon, right?
Yeah, sure.
Kinda.
Sure.
I can't remember the last time I've seen a Falling Star Moon used to engage.
FIMP on the top side again. I mean, I'm pulling at straws, to be honest. I think overall, this is going to be quite a tough game for Occupy, but let's see how those first 3 minutes go.
Yeah, let's see the first 3 minutes and how the results are going to pan out. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are at match point. If Blacklist take another point, that's going to be a 2-0, sending Occupy lower in the group.
All right. Things are going to start off slow, but I'm immediately just looking on what exactly do they want to do. Wait, look at the top side of the map. Yeah, this is finally a team is actually abusing this. We are seeing an early level 2 from both the mid laner and as well as the EXP, while Diggy achieves his level 2 off of the mid lane, allowing them to rotate early for this Lethal Wanderer to make it a little uncomfortable. But notice on the opposite side for at least Occupy, he decided I'm going to start on orange first and then make my way to purple.
Yep, this is the rotation that Blacklist International made popular in the MPL Philippines Season 11 playoffs, and here they're showing it off to a great extent. I'm pretty sure these numbers are right. There you go. That's better. All right, closer to 50-50 in the cold lead at about a minute and change. Maro, though, gets spotted out. Look at the XP gain on Blacklist.
Yeah, there's nothing much you can really do about that, right? You're just going to have to wait it out. And I think, the biggest impact is once you see the neutral objective show up. But notice that Blacklist International are making sure that they're hovering around the bottom side of the map. And even for Maro, right, going against Oh My Venus, it's just continuous. The auto alarm bombs and then the love taps coming back in from Maro, just going back and forth. The only problem is that Oh My Venus, if you look at his battle spell as well as, his emblems, that he wants to build damage. The Queen wants to build damage, and if he keeps on going this way, expect to see Maro just getting one shot out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's annoying, right? Every time you want to go for something, you want to look for an NEH, you get kited first, but Alpha here?
He's in trouble.
He's dead.
That's it. Oh, Lord. You're just talking about the Queen, how she chose violence, draws first blood.
I mean, yeah, Diggy with that emblem, it's gonna hurt. It hurts in the late game, the way that you spam it, the way that the passive stacks as well. And wait a second here.
Hello, forcing out a flicker from Maro. Send that Angela home without a level 4. Without an ult.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating. This first turtle probably not going to go into the hands of Occupy for now unless Leo is able to clutch this out. But notice that Blacklist, they want to play hyper standard, right? Benedetta is going into the jungle.
Whoa, using that elective final blow, taking down Maro. Yes, Leo does keep his purple, but at the cost of his roamer. Now down bottom, Speedy, so much pressure. Yue pops him. And Leo meets up with the Queen. And here's the Heart Guard finally. Do they pull the trigger? Yes, they do. But to no avail.
Yeah, small win for Occupy there, being able to take V off the map, especially now that you can see that Blacklist are already rotating towards the next neutral objective, the turtle. But even with a man advantage, Occupy, they have decided not to go for it.
Yep, honestly, there's no point to actually try for it, right? Their item power spikes aren't there. Esmeralda is basically a non-factor in a majority of these fights until she starts getting her first two. No.
Look at this attempted sandwich play. Leo gonna get hit with the reverse time. Phantom Execution on out, survives.
Gets to walk away for free, but that bottom side, once again, we're not seeing Speedy get too much of a lead at the end of the day. Owl, he just has to play it a little slow, get calls in for reinforcements, and whenever that Wise is pathing down to the bottom side, he knows for a fact that he can get a little bit more aggressive to hopefully force a mistake from Occupy, bait them out into a fight that they probably won't win without some extra bodies.
Yeah, so far we don't really have much of an impact here coming in from the mid laners, right? They're still building those items, Elegant Gem both for them, but I feel like there's a lot more for the Novaria to play around with the way Blacklist are going about these skirmishes, right? These team fights. But unfortunately, because she hasn't been knocked up, hasn't been online just yet, there's not much of that going on. But meanwhile here...
Oh, that's a Heart Guard. Preemptive, possibly? Yeah, that's a clear sign. Blacklist will not want to fight.
They're just waiting it out. Yep, no reason to actually go any further than this. The next objective is 43 seconds away. They're going to play to their strengths, and now that it's gone, they might find an opportunity. Yue hasn't stolen any ults just yet. He might be wanting to utilize that slow.
Oh, Astral Echo. Eyes on Yue, eyes on V as well. They see everybody. And now Owl just chipping away at this tier 1 down bottom.
Wow, I like that this is a vision versus vision game, right? Because obviously Smile can do that. Maro a little bit speedy as well with his ultimate, but so can Venus, right? She can put in the time bombs around, open up the map as well, and you can see that starting to become a 1v1 type of vision situation.
Especially when they're coming down to the bottom side. Alpha, once again, getting punished.
Oh, the switch up. They take down the XP lane after the swap. Speedy now in the top lane. What's going on? Blacklist goes for the B line, and here's a Heart Guard under the Moskov. Edwards in trouble. Do they get the love taps? Oh, short of a basic attack. Edwards survives.
Oh, Speedy didn't want to go further than that. He didn't want to tank a couple of shots and then back out and then use the Spirit of Destruction. Fortunately, Wise is going to be the one taking away that turtle, but they traded for top tier 1. If they're able to convert this into something more.
There's a stun on Oh My Venus, but there's too much damage coming in from Blacklist. Maro gets popped. Not much of an answer from a stationary Angela. Now Leo wants to take down Yue. Is there enough damage? He gets knocked up, gets stunned, and hit with an Appraiser's Wrath.
Speedy ran. Okay, sure, you want to cover Speedy, right? You want to cover gold lane. Speedy goes back. Leo goes back in, but Speedy's not there to back him up. I don't know, miscommunication? What's going on here?
The pressure's starting to get to them. That's what it feels like, right? When you look at Blacklist, their chemistry seems to be going really, really well. They're feeling very comfortable now with a 3.1k lead against Occupy, but Occupy on the other hand, I don't want to say that it's negative synergy just yet, but I do think that there is a breakdown in communication.
3,400 gold lead already here in the 7th minute of the game. Blacklist once again with the fast rotations here to the bottom side. Speedy might be in trouble. Heart Guard still able to save them, Leo?
Oh, there's a dash forward. They mean business. They want to find one. Puncture on through. Oh, they catch Yue, and they take him down. That's a shutdown. Plus another one. Smile from downtown with a snipe. And that's 2 for free. Occupy back on the board.
That's what we wanted to see. At least Occupy able to redeem themselves there a little bit. That's going to give them some momentum. And now they're trying to farm as much as they can. But look at that top side.
Oh, top side, bottom side as well. Oh, heartstrings by Maro. Top lane defended, held down by Alpha. What's Sal doing? Clearing the waves? Oh, Speedy trying to take this little wanderer. Wise got his eyes on it.
Yeah, he's going to be able to achieve this no problem
Oh!
whatsoever.
Time's Journey coming in from the Queen with a flicker. Can Leo finish the job? I like the final blow coming in. And that's all she wrote. But traded up for Owl, 1 for 1.
So good, so good. I was going to say, hey, watch out for this upcoming turtle fight because Edward has that Petrify with Electro Final Blow. And we know how devastating that could be. Now, not even a non-factor. The fact that Leo isn't around, they're basically going to secure this for free.
Here we go. Hearthguard coming in. Alpha gets him, but not until Wise gets a turtle first. So shields and extra damage on the side of Blacklist International. Alpha says that's a no-go.
Yeah, even without the resources, Blacklist still able to get that under the nose of Occupy. And looking at this, you can see that Speedy trying to get to that point as fast as he can. He's going in, rotating towards that top side, getting the farm that he so desperately needs at the stage because, you know, his team needs him right now. They need him to come online before Blacklist start to snowball here in the 8th minute of the game.
Yeah, and if Blacklist could just take away more and more resources off the map, it's going to make it difficult for Occupy, right? So the fact that that bottom side, Tier 1 is already cracked open, and ideally, if they can get that mid-Tier 1, they're basically going to starve Occupy like they did in game number 1 all over again.
Dude, that's a golden staff for Owl already.
Oh no. See the damage from the basics. There's a reverse time on the Speedy. This is an engagement just waiting to happen. Look at the angle by Wise.
He's not going to be showing himself justice. He's going to go back to the farming, make sure that they have a little bit more control, and they know that Occupy is just forced to sacrifice this. Wait, mid lane.
Uh-oh. Leo looks for one. They got eyes on Edward, but they don't see Wise.
No, they're going to back up here. Once again, Wise, he doesn't mind walking up into this. He can take the damage. Oi.
There you go, Heartguard cancelled.
Yeah.
Instead, Alpha's left to his own devices. It's a 3v1. And now they catch Maro. Wise gets it.
Not the best of decisions, I would say, to do a hard guard right in front of Wise, but here we go. Edward Wise, 2v1 situation. Can he get up?
BD! 2v1. This Moscow, they had no business being in this deep. That's all she wrote. Occupy have lost so much in the past minute.
Yeah, this is just devastating. Blacklist just making sure that every one of these movements, overextensions are punished. They are playing their standard game, and Occupy, they've got no footing whatsoever. If they want to go for more, maybe they can look for a punish onto UA, but even then, still, Edward is quite the problem. They have nobody to really lock him down.
Oh, the vision is what I keep cringing at, right? From V. V already has a Divine Glaive as well, so not only vision, but already a lot of damage paired in with that Impure Rage.
To add to that, I think you can say vision is one thing, right? But what does Occupy do with it? Right now, there's not much. But for Blacklist, they have a fundamental lineup. They have coverage. And even if the Valentina steals the Astral Echo, it's worth it. And now Leo is in trouble. Oh no, there's not much he can do here. Maro can try to save him, but there's a reverse time. Puts him down under. Owl gets a kill.
Maro's too close. He can't even use the Heart Guard to buy him that extra bit of shield to protect it and maybe, hopefully, turn things around.
Now Alpha, it's his turn to get the Heart Guard treatment. Oh, just enough to help him survive. What are they going to do against this level 1 Lord? Owl coming in with a blazing duet. Oh, my Venus very low. Owl goes down off of Maro's love waves. Oh, and there's a snipe coming in from Smile, but the turret still goes down.
All right, they still find this. Edward is going to try and take out 1v1 against Speedy. Is he going to check?
Oh!
Edward spotted it.
Beautiful!
There's the eye for an eye. Speedy's not going to survive unless... Oh, that's a 3v1. Somebody stop him. Wise gets the kill.
And he just gets down to the ground there by the Fredrin there. All right, 4,500 gold lead here for Blacklist, but it looks like despite everything, Occupy is still putting up a fight. They were able to get a few objectives on the map in terms of Blacklist's towers, and as this goes through, if they can, you know, stay disciplined, honestly, with the way that they're playing, I do feel like they might have a fighting chance. Let's take a look at what happened there.
Yeah, in this instant replay, you can almost immediately tell that Alpha gets chunked down really hard. But the overextension was unnecessary, right? We know for a fact that Owl didn't need to go for this Blazing Duet, and if he's gonna go for anybody, might as well start looking towards your side, you know, like Smile, for an example. Get his flicker, try to force something out of him, rather than walking up to the person who has the hard guard.
Talk about Smile, he's deathless. He's been using this range to maximum efficiency. Watch out for him. I think after a 4th or 5th core item, he should be able to snipe out Owl with just 2 major hits.
And not to mention that, you know, Edward, he can basically win out this 1v1 against Speedy unless Speedy has that Inspire. Then it's a little dangerous. But other than that, right, Edward, he can greed out with his build. He has more than enough damage. He knows for a fact that Alpha isn't going to get to the position that he wants to unless this is 16 minutes into the game. And even then, Maro, that shield is starting to fall off, and it's falling off fast.
You're right here. I don't know about this. Seems like Blacklist, they want to take things a little bit slower than before. They're not going to go for a crazy engage just yet. Because 6 seconds left on the Lord.
I think it's fine to go slow.
Yeah.
There's not much Blacklist is losing. They have a okay scaling lineup, right? The more items that the Diggy gets, the more painful it goes.
But I don't know, scaling compared to Moskov in the late game.
And the Novaria?
It's
And
risky.
then Esmeralda, but I guess this is not taking it slow. Again, they're going for the Lord as quickly as they can.
I mean, they're situationally aware, right? As much as you want to see Blacklist kind of like just continuously developing this lead, 5K is more than enough. They're going to hit the item power spikes that they need. They're going to find the neutrals. Oh, Edward.
He has 1.
And here's the hard guard. Can Speedy capitalize? Look at Alpha. Here comes Wise. This is more an even fight, 2v2. Alpha spots out Owl. Can he finish the job? Speedy catches an angle. He still has the hard guard, and now Owl comes in, taking down the Moskov and pops Maro right out. Oh, that's a difficult engagement. Occupy should get out of here.
Why? I don't know. I think Alpha could have just kept on going. He had the sprint as well. He could have kept on trying to force something, maybe get a kill onto Owl's side, but they backed off, and the miscommunication ended up Speedy positioning himself for the Battle Mirror image and dying for it.
Watch out. This is peculiar because Blacklist don't have a wave. So I wonder what Occupy's call is. Take down the Lord, defend, keep our major objectives. US stole the actual Echo. Wise deep behind enemy territory. A rectal final blow already used up by Edward. They take down the mid lane inhibitor.
That was so risky. That was such a risky play from Speedy. Not really sure if that was worth to take, honestly,
Optimal.
right? I mean, 1 inhibitor turret taken down. I mean, if a same mistake like that keeps on going, that's GG, honestly.
I think this game is slowly coming to, well, you know what? Let's look at the items real quick. Where's Esmeralda hat in her build? Currently, 3rd item already complete, looking to complete a 4th item, but what does she even go for? Because at the end of the day, no matter what she gets, she's still going to need at least something along the lines of maybe even an Ice Queen's Wand to be somewhat relevant in chasing down the Claude. And even then, there's no guarantee.
Looking at what Alpha has, even he's not sure. Right?
He can't decide.
Yeah, the Ice Queen Wand doesn't come from either the pants or the robe.
Yep.
So he's still waiting. I think the call is going to come from somewhere in OP. It's going to come from Speedy if he has enough damage. It's going to come from Smile if he feels like his snipes are getting better. So it's not all over just yet, but it's very hard for Occupy to claw back.
What was the item on Smile? Do you remember how far she's gone in her item?
He's currently on his 4th item as of just yet.
And it's all damage.
And it's all damage, right? And that's all Smile realistically needs. If he can land it on the perfect targets, which in this case is either Oh My Venus to try and reduce those stacks all over again, or even Owl, which would be the most ideal, then maybe there's something to talk about. But at the end of the day, I don't see either one of these people getting hit without Wise or even Edward being in that front line.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a small sliver of opportunity, right? And because of the way that they compose their draft, Occupy should have a good time when it comes down to the defense.
Oh no.
What?
What's Alpha thinking? He goes down for free, but wait, Speedy does get the hard guard in, forcing out a blazing duet from Owl. Leo here from the back lines, and he's trying to take down Yue. Will he get it? And he does! Alongside Maro. Edward uses the electro final blow. Oh no, he's still holding on to it. He already spent it. Down goes Oh My Venus. It's just Maro out. Will Edward punish? Nice. Chasing, gets the stun and the reverse time. Maro's still here. It's taking quite a while, and there's the Electro final blow. Down goes the Angela.
Yep, and all this while you see that Wise is cutting off reinforcements, Smile unable to rejoin or get in some kind of range to support with some kind of artillery fire from afar.
Dropping the BMI in that bush, they knew something was fishy. Phantom execution on out. Owl using the tail end of that BMI, taking down Leo.
That's a 3-man advantage now for Blacklist. Uncontested Lord. Leo's still gone for about 30 seconds, which means they have to defend for 30 seconds without him.
Yep, they're going to be walking out once more, and the 10K lead is here. At least for Occupy, they have pushed it to the time limit where the heroes actually get relatively strong. Like Speedy, for an example, he is in a very good position to potentially 1v5 if Blacklist make that mistake again.
And now the defense down bottom. Not much Occupy can do, especially when they're not complete, not a 5-man unit, but they do clear the wave.
Oh, right, Speedy, he's still on that top side, right? Edward, is he moving? No, it looks like they're just going to try and rush this at the end of the day. They don't have a wave to work with, I guess.
They need everybody. Look at how deep Wise is. Look at how close he is to Smile. And now Leo. Speedy, they're keeping Speedy there.
Yeah.
Lord's still up. And now Speedy's gonna keep pushing. Down goes Alpha. Watch the base. Ladies and gentlemen, Blacklist International wastes no time taking the series.
They're looking to just claim all the ground here. 2-0 clean sweep. Wow, I don't know about Occupy, honestly, with that game.
They got demoralized at the very end there. They saw the impeding Doom coming in. Even for Speedy, is like, I gotta try something. Even if I were back in base, the goal lead is just too much to actually handle here. There's nothing much they could have really done realistically. Blacklist had covered everything, and even for Edward, he's like, I don't even need to go back with this. There's not enough time.
And just on a fundamental level, that draft, it was very abstract. There was so much they were trying to get, so much they were trying to do. And against the M3 champions, against Blacklist International, the window, the margin of error is just so small.
Exactly. And I mean, considering how that early to mid game went, man, Blacklist really punished those overextensions. You step a little bit out of the boundaries, sure, we'll take you out. But then Speedy goes even further.
And we were talking about this just before the game started, right? Keep up the tempo, but fix up the draft. They went the complete opposite.
And you know, it wasn't just once or twice, right? What we saw, there were multiple occasions where Occupy made decisions that either weren't communicated good enough to the other members of the team, or I don't know what happened there backstage. I wish we could hear the comms, honestly, because I want to know what went down there. Esmeralda going in alone. We saw Speedy. There was a moment with even Leo in the top side in the early stage of the game. See, you can't make these little mistakes against Blacklist of all teams. They're going to capitalize over it, and they're going to do it fast and well, and that's what you get. 2-0 clean sweep by Blacklist.
Demoralized and broken. That's what it feels like to play against Blacklist sometimes, where it feels like no matter what you do, there is no out, as they slowly, the agents claw and push you back into that corner. Even for Leo, you could see him trying in many different positions to try and catch people off guard, and unfortunately this time Blacklist, if they stuck to their standard, they play perfectly fine, and they continue to do so.
And that's where this all gets all the more upsetting for me personally, right? I'm a big fan of a majority of the players from Occupy. They've done so much in MPL MENA, and the fact that in Game 2 alone, maybe even parts of Game 1, a majority of Game 1, sure, Leo was doing the right thing for the most part, right? Leo was an anchor for Occupy, and he was doing what they should be doing. He was going fast, and he was moving first, but throughout different parts of the game, it's like the other members were planning for different things.
Yeah.
You were mentioning how Alpha was checking bushes the way he shouldn't have. You mentioned towards the last part, we were watching it as well, Speedy was split pushing. I don't know exactly what's going on. To be a fly in that room, well, on the stage, to understand their comms, I wish we could get an insight.
I have a question though, right, guys? With Todak winning 2-0, Blacklist 2-0.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this.
They do the they got the fan. How long?
That is a Kamei fan.
Wow.
And the queen.
That's super
This is
cute.
a dream come true.
The fan art as well. Goodness gracious
Look at
me.
that. Look at that painting.
How many hours did they spend making that?
Super sweet.
We were saying.
Yeah. Coming back to that, right? Wait, so Todak 120, right? Blacklist 2-0 already.
That's de
Does
facto.
that mean?
That's de facto, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's it?
We're just waiting for the announcement, but I think that spells it out.
So this is the second team.
That we have to say goodbye to, unfortunately. And Occupy will not be able to make it to that very next stage. And it hurts my soul because, again, when they were playing against Todak, this wasn't the Occupy that we saw in M4. This was a completely new team, and they were a breath of fresh air, looking at them in a completely new light. But that's just not enough this time around.
Aw. Oh, I want a photo with V like that.
I'm sure that can be arranged, but isn't this a juxtaposition,
Yeah.
a contradiction of emotions? Because for some, it's a dream come true. For, again, specifically Occupy here, the Amina champions, it's a heartbreaking day.
It's the bittersweet reality of these tournaments. We're always faced with these.
It's a competition.
Yeah.
It is.
It is the nature of competition.
Yeah, at the end, one goes on, one goes home. But of course, this is your MVP, Benedetta. Edward.
The MVP.
The MVP.
Yeah, this is Benedetta's Edward.
This is Benedetta's Edward.
Yep, I love Benedetta as a hero overall. The fact that Edward gets to play, and he gets to play it greedy, even better. He gets to be untouched, unstoppable. Nobody can really deal with him other than Speedy, and even then, he must have its Inspire to actually take him on in these 1v1s.
And this is what she wants to do. This is how you want to build Benedetta. Just to explain the 47% kill participation, that's less than half, is because Edward was busy making plays elsewhere. He wasn't joining as a majority of the team fights. He was buying time for Blacklist and just eating up the rest of what Occupy could call a part of their map.
Exactly, and every time he has his Petrify off of that cooldown, immediate punish. Leo, if he doesn't have his Thorn Rose or iframes to work with, he's going to die. Even when he tries to go for something like a Phantom Execution, the moment he's about to get it off, locks down, instantly dead. Speedy tries the same thing, instantly dies. Alpha tries to tank through it, through the Heart Guard. Guess what? Edward decided to build Hyper Greedy and has plenty of damage.
Yeah, there's nobody to lock down Edward either way, right? And I think that's why it was risky. I said that the draft from the side of Occupy was risky. They put all their eggs in one basket because maybe they were kind of, you know, just they didn't like the Diggy pick from the side of Blacklist. They didn't want to go for CC, but that's what you get when you don't have CC. And Edward picks up the Benedetta, no lockdown, no one to stop him.
All right, I think risky is putting it lightly. This is
understatement.
Yeah, exactly. It's high concept. It's exotic, right? I don't know exactly what Coach Ola and Occupy were looking to do with this lineup, because you can get away with it, yeah, but that's not even considering what your opponents are doing. It's so good if your opponents were just standing still.
Absolutely. I mean, when we're looking at the item list, like nothing really stands out in my mind here, nothing too crazy, but at the end of the day, it comes down to who do you want to supercharge when you are playing this Angela. That is the main idea. And there's only two people in mind, Speedy and Leo. Everybody else is just fodder.
Alpha, maybe?
I would even say Alpha, because it takes too long for him to see it. Maybe if this was like, I don't know, a 30-minute game even. You saw him, he was malnourished.
It's a tentpole build, right? And this is a 5v5 game. It's so hard to execute on tentpole builds in MLBB. So with that being said, Blacklist just drafted almost comfortably, right? Too comfortably. Those are all signature picks.
There's nothing more I can really say about this. The damage taken speaks for itself. Even the damage dealt. Occupy trying to fight back as much as they could, but the jungle was basically gone for Leo without having a dedicated support to open up these maps. And yes, he did have a Novaria, but still, Novaria is not going to be able to push maybe 2 or deter 3 people walking into his jungle.
Yeah, you can even see it on the stats, right? Monster gold stolen. Blacklist are being so oppressive even from that early game. And I gotta say that a lot of the times that it was facilitated by Queen V.
If anything, to give kudos to Occupy, I'd like to see more of Smile. We've known Maro, we've known Leo for quite a while. We're big fans of them.